Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I've been canning in the kitchen and I've already showed you guys how to can potatoes. So instead I thought, why don't I show you guys what we're making for dinner, which is going to be meatloaf. And it's really easy. So as long as you have the ingredients, it's really easy to whip up. You will need about an hour and a half to put it together and to bake it in the oven. So make sure that you allow enough time for that. But other than that, it's very easy. I will leave the list of ingredients and everything down below in the description box. I'm using a recipe. I've been using this for several years now out of this cookbook called Wholesome Sugarfree Cooking. I did get this at the Amish store that I shop for bulk food at, but I did look it up and I was able to find it online. So I will link this cookbook to you guys as well down below, so make sure you check down there for that. But we're going to go ahead and get started, and I have all my stuff here ready. But I am using a mixture. This is ground beef and venison, but you can just use all ground beef or whatever it is that you have. It's going to be about 1.5 pounds for this recipe. And I'm using quick oats, so 1 cup of quick oats. Our spices, this is a little bit of pepper, salt, and chili powder. And again, check below for the exact measurements on those. All right, I've got a little bit of a heaping 1/4 cup of chopped onions. And a couple tablespoons of ketchup. And 1 egg. Oh, and I've got my oven preheated already to 350 degrees. Oh, and I almost forgot. Actually, we have to add our 1/2 cup of milk. Glad I remembered that. All right. Now we have a little more mixing to do. There we go, that looks better. All right, so that is what you're gonna be looking at. And we're just gonna press this down into our loaf pan. If you're using a cast iron loaf pan like me, don't worry about preheating it or anything like that. And I didn't put any fat or anything on it, like a nonstick. I didn't put any butter or oil or anything on it because the meat is gonna have plenty of oil itself, plenty of fat. So we won't have to worry about sticking or anything to the cast iron. Just gonna even it out in here. All right, so this is a saucy meatloaf is the recipe name, and so it has a nice topping that we're gonna make on this a little bit later on once we have baked this. So we will be right back for that. All right, so that's all there is to it. We've got our loaf here, and we're gonna throw this in the oven. We're gonna put this in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. I am using convection bake on my oven, so hopefully it'll be done a little bit sooner, but you're gonna be looking at about 45 minutes to an hour to bake, and then we'll pull it out, we'll do our topping, and we'll put it back in for a little bit, and then we will have a nice, healthy, delicious meal. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven, and we'll see you back here in a little bit. All right, so our meatloaf is almost ready to come out of the oven, so we're gonna go ahead and make our sauce. If you hear stuff in the background, it's because I just took those potatoes out of the canner and the lids are popping over there. But all right, so we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of ketchup. This is really easy, comes together very easy. All right, then we're gonna add a little bit of mustard. This is 1/2 teaspoon. And 1/2 tablespoon of honey. We're just gonna mix this up. And that is all there is to our topping. All right, so when the meatloaf is ready to come out, we will put our topping on and put it back in for 15 minutes, and then it will be ready to enjoy. All right, we're fresh out of the oven, so we're gonna go ahead and put our sauce topping on. We've got our mashed potatoes cooking and some green beans to go on the side with some gravy. It's gonna be so yummy. All right, we're just gonna spread it around. Perfect. All right, we're gonna put this back in the oven for another 15 minutes, and then we will be ready to dig in. All right, let's dig into this and see what we have. You guys can go ahead and check the temp of the inside with a thermometer. Make sure that it's done before you go cutting into it. All right, let's see if we can get a piece out of here. All right. My daughter's bird is right behind the camera. All right, so we got some plated up so we could try it for you. I'll get a little bit of the sauce there on top, and you can see the onions in there. So good. That is so good. I didn't put any gravy on there, and I'm glad I didn't because the flavor of the meatloaf is just perfect. That is so good. All right, you guys. That concludes this video. I'm gonna go and eat my dinner. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and cooking with me today. It was a lot of fun, and I know my family's gonna enjoy this meal. It's a nourishing, healthy meal. The large majority of it was grown in our garden or hunted from our farm, and so it's very satisfying to make a nice meal like this. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.